So, let's talk about extended essays, when you're asked to produce a piece of work that is longer than anything you've done before. It can be really quite challenging to think, how am I going to go from writing 1,000 words to 3,000 words, 4,000 words, and maybe even beyond that? Well, actually, sometimes it's important to just step back and think about what goes into any essay of any length. We're looking for you to introduce your material and your argument, to go through a series of points, analysing them in detail and tying them to that question and that argument before concluding in an appropriate and clear manner. This is exactly the same for a short essay as a long essay, and if you can just think about the way in which we are just allowing a bit more space in an extended essay rather than changing the way we're thinking about it entirely. So your introduction can now go from just exploring the basics to giving us a little bit more detail. Can you tell us a bit about the context of your argument? Can you tell us about the history of the debate? All these things that you are just sort of summarizing in smaller essays can come out in a little bit more detail. And likewise, in your main paragraphs, you're just doing the same thing, but with that bit more space. I can now introduce not just one piece of evidence, but perhaps two. I can contrast them against each other. I can add in an extra element. I can take things one step further than I could in a smaller essay. And these things can come together into almost little mini essays within a larger essay. Don't be afraid to introduce and conclude along the way, like you're writing a series of small essays. Just make sure that they are all tied together. It's not about creating some entirely new way of writing. It's thinking about the way that you already write and just breathing with it a little bit more, expanding it out and tying it together into a slightly bigger picture than you've been doing before. I'm Jamie from the Oxford Study Skills Centre, and I'll see you next time.